welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, October 5th, 2017. Just want to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope you've had a good week so far. It looks like the futures are modestly higher this morning, so we'll see what the day brings. But with that, let's get into today's video. We always start off with a look at the Russell Index, and for that we use the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000, and we step back to take a look at it on a 5-year monthly time frame. We've been keeping an eye on this wedge pattern up here that's been shaping up on the Russell. Nice candle for the month of September that took us up and over our black diagonal line, and now here we are in the month of October, early days, but nice to see that candle up there. Just as a review, the blue line is our long-term area of support, the orange is medium, and the purple is short-term. We're going to call this our short-term area of support up here as well. So I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly. Better see how price is behaving. So you can see how this black diagonal line held price in on the Russell all throughout the year, and we've had this breakout up in this area here. I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 6-month daily. It looks to me like price is getting a little exhausted up here. So whether this is consolidation and it just kind of chops a little bit sideways before going higher, or comes down to retest our black line of now support, was resistance, now support, we will see. But with that price strength continuing on the Russell, with price up and over that blue 8-day EMA, we are going to talk about a new name on our watch list. And the chart we're going to feature this morning is Broadcom Limited, ticker symbol AVGO, trades on the NASDAQ exchange. It's actually not a new name, it's an old Chart of the Day Cafe pick that we're going to review again this morning. Before I get into the chart though, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. AVGO is a semiconductor company. It is part of the new FANG. So the FANG series of stocks, Jim Cramer has added 2 new names, one of them being AVGO to that group. So you know it's well supported by Jim Cramer. And you know at Chart of the Day Cafe, it is all about value, and AVGO has a really high, excellent value score. It's got a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 27%, a current PE of 15.65, and pays a small dividend of 1.69%. So with that, let's get back to the chart. We're looking at the 5-year monthly chart. First thing I want you to note is the beautiful uptrend here. The green circle here is where I first put it forward for Chart of the Day Cafe. It looked like it was going to break out of this range here. Sure enough, it had that beautiful run into this area. It's been consolidating in a continuing strong market. I don't see why AVGO wouldn't be picked up in this area, so that's why I'm highlighting it again here. So I'm going to move it away from the monthly to the 2-year weekly. So you can see this consolidation that's been happening. It's been really trading sideways. Here's my orange line of support. Looks like it had a bounce, nice healthy bounce last week. With continued strength in the market, I think AVGO looks really interesting in this area here. So I'm going to move it away from the weekly to the 6-month daily. We do not have a trigger yet. You know, it's all about price being up and over the blue 8-day EMA, but I like the way it's behaving in this area. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a move into our green circle and a trigger. I know everyone has their own way of doing things, but for me it's about price being up and over that 8-day EMA and getting a 3 and 8 cross. Along with our individual name, we also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at XLK, which is the ETF for the technology sector. You can see on the 5-year chart, beautiful uptrend, still showing that price strength. AVGO with those numbers, that dividend would make sense to me that if this continues higher, AVGO will start to catch up. Also like to check FinViz, my favorite website. Check it every morning. I want to see analyst support for my watch list pick, and you can see that AVGO has nothing but positive reviews by analysts. Also like to check seasonality, and for that we go to equityclock.com. Here's the seasonal chart for Broadcom. I love this site, by the way. Can't say enough about Equity Clock, but you can see seasonality kicking into favor at this time of year and showing a strong back half. No guarantee that happens this year, but always nice to know. And so to summarize, we started today's video with a look at the Russell Index, which we use as our proxy for the markets overall. If the Russell is moving higher, we're adding new names to our watch list. And we can see that the Russell is in an overall uptrend with price currently up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. Having said that, we talked about it having a look of a little bit of price extension, so we want to be careful here. We looked at the sector that AVGO is in, XLK ETF. We note that it's in an uptrend and showing strength on the 5-year chart. We looked at the chart for AVGO in an uptrend on the 5-year chart. It's been consolidating and in an area of possible price strength and continuation. It's got an excellent value score. It's got a great growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate of 27%. It pays a 1.69% dividend. We've got that checked. We don't have this checked because it has not triggered yet. It's still early. It's got seasonality in its favor, analyst support, current PE of 15.65, and they have not announced an earnings date yet. I'm also going to include this article with today's video. It's from thestreet.com. It is Jim Cramer saying if there's one tech stock to buy, make it this Apple supplier, AVGO, dated September 20th, so it's a recent article. I will include it in the show notes. Also wanted to remind you these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. If you like receiving them, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the red subscribe button on the homepage. That way you will get the videos as they are released. Vail was our video on Tuesday. That's done very well this week so far. OCLR looks to be teeing up. You can go back and take a look at my video on it. A lot of these names really do well. With that, I'll leave you. Have a great weekend, and our next video goes out next Tuesday. Thanks for watching.